What is up, everyone? My name is Jake Issenberg, and today we're going to dive into how Jayson Tatum can get better this offseason. As we slowly and painfully make our way through the offseason, hopefully we have no more career-ending or season-ending, ending injuries before a ball is bounced in the next regular season. Something I find myself doing as I stare longingly into the distance as I think about the championship that could have been for the Boston Celtics last season is how much better the roster can get just from the internal improvement of players already on this roster. The Celtics' ability to win an NBA championship more or less hinges on Tatum's ability to become a perennial MVP candidate. He took a step into that category last season, finishing 6th overall. Now, I have heard some scuttlebutt on the Twitter sphere that Tatum's kind of had his ceiling, and expecting him to improve significantly from here would be unwise, which I think is kind of ridiculous considering he's only 24 years old. So we're going to do a quick little experiment where we compare Jayson Tatum's early prime to Steph Curry's early prime and his realized prime. In Steph's early prime, age 24 season, he averaged 23, 4, and 7, had never made an All-Star game, and had never been out of the second round of the playoffs. Versus Steph's realized prime, age 26 season, averaged 24, 4, and 6, made his first All-Star game in his age 25 season, and of course won his first title in his age 26 season. But interestingly, he didn't even average more than 25 points until his age 27 season, where he exploded to lead the league in scoring. Compare this to Tatum in his age 24 season, just averaged 27, 8, and 4, 3-time All-Star, 2 times All-NBA, been the best player on multiple conference finals teams, and led this team to the finals. I mean, he kind of blows Steph Curry's early prime out of the water. Not saying that Tatum's going to be as good as Steph Curry, but it's just important to note how insane Tatum's career has been so far. But also, never hurts to get more Tatum propaganda out in the world. But yeah, just emphasize the idea that age 24 players have a lot of room for growth.
Tatum for 3. Man, he is on fire here in the first half. That's his 5th three-pointer.
Now that we've settled that players that are at age 25 and under can still get significantly better, let's dive into specifically how Tatum can get to that next level. Starting with playing through contact, playing off 2 feet versus avoiding contact, and playing off balance when attacking the rim. Alright, this gave me a little PTSD going back to watch some of this tape, so apologies if we invoke some trauma for the Celtics fans watching this one. Now, when I say playing through contact, you want to think Kawhi, Jimmy Butler, going through the contact with the intention of making the shot. Alright, first play here. Tatum on Curry, nice pump fake spin move, and then up goes some junk. Now, Draymond is the absolute best at this, right? Like, he digs down. I think the best move here would have probably just been to kick it straight to Al for a 3 here, but what Tatum should have done if he was going to go all the way is just keep going through the contact, take that one more step instead of throwing that up, because that's obviously not what we want. Now, this one is especially frustrating. Tatum cooks Wiggins, and you just got to go straight through Clay. And then Derek, airball. Fucking kill me, mate. So, straight to the rim, and just go through Clay, man. You're bigger, you're faster, you're stronger. That just hurts. But like right here, he's just not going off 2 feet strong. You can dunk. Let's try and dunk this on Clay. I think that's the next step for Tatum, is just remembering that he's bigger than pretty much everybody else on the court, and that turns into either an and one, or he at least gets the foul as opposed to just kind of falling off to the side. Alrighty, another one here. Gets switched out on to Bielitsa. Another beautiful move, bang, spin move, and just throwing up some absolute junk. And Draymond again, he's bang right there. Now the spacing on this play isn't really good. Derek should be up to the top of the break here, and Jalen should have swung around to the corner a bit faster, so Tatum can maybe kick this pass to Jalen. But yeah, just not what we want. The next step for Tatum right here, and I mean, it's just tough on the Golden State defense. You got to go 2 feet from right here as opposed to just like, he's jumping off 2 feet here. It's just that he's not going up with force. And it just makes it so difficult. And he's hesitant. Draymond's making him think, which is what he does. And now I'm just going to mix it up because I don't want all of you people watching to just stop, and because it's giving you PTSD, making you sad. I'm just going to throw one in here with Tatum absolutely cooking Wiggins, bang, straight to the hoop, layup. So this idea that Wiggins like locked Tatum up for the entire series is a little overblown. There's heaps of examples of Tatum just blowing straight by Wiggins. All right, now we're back to the bad, unfortunately. So Tatum, another example of him getting to the rim, just kind of avoiding the contact. What I would love to see is just him try and go straight through the chest of Wiggins 2 feet, straight at him. And if you miss the shot, you miss the shot. But if you go straight through him, you're going to give yourself a much better chance of drawing a foul. And he has the strength, power to get that done. Okay, enough of Tatum missing layups in the NBA Finals, and let's look at some examples of what to do. Believe it or not, he did a lot of this during the NBA Finals, a lot of great stuff. I love this play. Bang. Decisive. 2 feet. At the rim, at the shot blocker. I love it. He checks that it's Curry, time to go. 2 points. I love this play so much, I had to go find the replay. Shout out Timmy, best Celtics highlights YouTube channel out there. I mean, this is just beautiful. Use the shoulder at Draymond, trying to finish, not looking for the contact and the foul. Beautiful. Game 3 of the NBA Finals was a simpler and more pleasant time in my life. Okay, another example of this mentality of aggression. Bang. I mean, Game 6, another great time in our lives as Celtics fans. Feeling himself, flexing. But this is the mentality. And obviously I know he's coming down at Connaughton, but like, just go try and dunk on these guys. Yeah, like Connaughton's there, but Giannis is right here. Like, he doesn't care. He's going for it. Bang. Game 6. Good times. Alright, it got too hot when I'm recording this, so jumper off, but don't worry. Got the shirt from Game 2 against the Brooklyn Nets. Part of that sweep of Kevin Durant and co. Alright, more decisiveness from Tatum, which we love to see. I love this catching on the run. Off 2 feet, strong. Wiggins is right there, but because he's going strong off 2 feet, it gives him just that little extra juice that he needs to go through him and put it over the rim. It's kind of like a double jump in a video game. He's off 2 feet, strong, so when he has contact, he still has his upper body strength to finish that strongly. Strongly? I feel like I said strong 4 or 5 times in the last 9 seconds. Anyway. Alrighty, one last example of Tatum showing us the good. Again, gets into the body of Wiggins and just makes it easy on himself. Like, he can get to the rim here. And he did it over and over and over again. He just wasn't able to finish at the rim as well as he usually did for a plethora of reasons. Draymond, Golden State's defense is incredible. Broken wrist. But don't let anyone fool you. There was a lot of good in the NBA Finals. Okay, you hear that dog barking? It's my dog that I'm dog sitting. This is Pickle. He was the one making those noises. Big Celtics fan. Alrighty, that concludes the finish strong through contact portion of the video. I think it's clear when you watch that stuff that he has it in him. Like, getting to the rim was not a problem in the finals. Again, the wrist clearly an issue. But that mentality that we saw when Game 6 of the Bucks series, trying to dunk on Connaughton, that decisive attack on Curry over Draymond, that's the mentality that we want to see from him. Sometimes it feels like he hasn't realized how big and strong that he's gotten. He looks like he still thinks like the 19-year-old kid that was drafted who needs to play with more finesse in order to get clean looks at the rim. You're 25 pounds heavier, inch and a half taller, stronger than all the fours in the league, bigger than some of the centers in the league. Play like it. Alrighty, the next thing that I think Tatum needs to work on in order to take his game to the next level is the floater game and kind of the in-between game. incredible three-point shooter, pull-up threes, sidestep threes, the signature Tatum stuff. And as you kind of saw in that video, he's incredible at getting to the rim as well. Fix up that finishing stuff. But there's just that in-between game that he still needs to work on when you've got a defender like Draymond camped out there, Looney helping, something like that. I think the floater game is going to be something that can take his game to another level. All right, the next few clips are basically just going to be us watching Tatum miss very makeable shots, I believe. Tatum's so good at getting to his spots, whether it's the pull-up threes, driving to the rim, like he gets to really advantageous spots really easily, has done his whole career. I really think that it's as simple as needing more reps and making it a focus. This one is just a slightly more difficult shot. Again, gets to a good spot, not quite able to get it to fall. But again, that's where you want to be taking a lot of your shots from. That's a very makeable shot. Now I think Tatum actually reads this one really well. Bang. You got Duncan Robinson in there. Obviously not a rim protector, but Bam's right there. I mean, everybody's collapsing on Tatum as they do. Obviously misses the shot. But again, this is the type of shot to work on, just to add another layer, another option to the game. Great at the threes, great at getting to the rim. Just when there's that extra line of defense there, adding that weapon. I find that actually just a little bit funny how uncomfortable he looks taking these shots. Like this one goes in, it just crawls over the rim. But again, everybody bites, bang, beautiful move. Just rolls in. That's going to have to become automatic, and I think that's going to have a huge impact on his ability to rack up points. Now we know Tatum can make these shots. We've seen him make plenty of floaters. Beautiful. Like, he can make them, just doesn't look as comfortable as he could be. Like, you look in, it's perfect, right? They're making a wall for him as they did all playoffs. Come a little bit to the right, get some separation, and whoop, in it goes. Now, what's cool about the NBA today is that we get unprecedented access to not just our players, but players' trainers. If you don't know, Drew Hanlon has been Jayson Tatum's trainer since he was like 14, trains Bradley Beal, Zach LaVine, Joel Embiid, bunch of NBA guys. And we get a little window into what Jayson Tatum is actually working on this offseason. Driving, finishing through contact, excellent. Pull-up jumpers, so not quite the floaters, but we saw this video come out relatively recently. Jayson Tatum adds to his bag. What are we working on? Floaters, it appears. Left wrist looking good. Love to see that. Bang, off 2 feet. Love to see that. Oof, funny. See, we're already working on it, and I think Drew, Tatum probably got together and were like, how can we get better this offseason? And watch some of the tape from the finals. And they saw that there was a lot of opportunity in this in-between range when teams are taking away your other weapons. Now, the last thing, and something that Tatum works on every offseason, it's actually one of his most underrated qualities, is continue to work on his body, keep being the Iron Man that he has been, knocking on wood, in the first 5 years of his career, and keep getting bigger, faster, stronger. It's hard to believe that this is the same guy, but yeah, it's not quite the Giannis transformation we saw in the finals when they put those two pictures together, but Tatum is still 2 years away from when Giannis wasn't given that comparison. So 2 years to go, Tatum, keep hitting the bench, and keep going to the rack. So yeah, that's going to do it for our Tatum off-season video. Something that we know about Tatum is that he is going to get better every season. He's proven that over the first 5 years of his career. Every year he comes in, adding to his game, getting bigger, getting stronger. Something that's incredibly underrated about Tatum is his ability and want to improve his game, whether it was that second year where he was taking a lot of mid-range pull-ups, cut that out of his game, turn those into pull-up threes. Every year he's expanding, developing, changing, tweaking his game to take his game to the next level. And I expect nothing different, especially after the finals and hearing him talk about how miserable he was after the finals loss, I can only expect that adds fuel to the fire this offseason, and I'm expecting Tatum to be square in the MVP race again in the 2022-2023 NBA season. See you all in the finals. If you can like, subscribe, tell us if you liked it, didn't like it, that'd be really helpful. Peace.